Hi there, I'm Sydney Brown and I have created the best resource out there if you are wanting to write a personal memoir. It's called the Memoir Mastery, a step-by-step guide to writing your memoir. So what we're going to do, just to kind of get you up to speed, we're going to go through this whole course. And what I'd like you to do is try to watch it in, as close to one setting as possible. Watch the whole thing, kind of digest it, get the whole overview, and then you can kind of start planning out what you want to do with your memoir. As you go through each of the modules and each chapter, you're going to figure out what direction to go, what to skip, what to take in. You're undoubtedly going to forget some of the stuff, so don't worry about it. We've got it in chapters inside the system, so when you want to come back and rewatch a certain spot about where I talked about this or that, you'll be able to come back, no worries, and just look for that one chapter, get straight to where you're trying to come back to. Now, this is about writing a memoir. But if you are looking for resources and information on writing anything, you're really going to benefit from this, because truly writing a memoir is just writing, period. It's all the same thing, but it's more specific in that there are some things that we really want to dig deeper into that regular fiction or nonfiction writing may not have in the same classification. So here we go. I look forward to getting to know you. There is a free group in Facebook that I invite you to join. It'll be in the comments below. And make sure that you come join us, introduce yourself, and get to know people. We're a community of writers, and we really are here to help each other and enjoy and just network. So we'll see you in the next session. All right, let's get right into it. So this is, like I said, it's a course here on YouTube, and it is called Memoir Mastery, a step-by-step guide to writing your life story. And the first section is Introduction to Memoir Writing. And of course, the most logical way to start is just to get a foundation. What is a memoir? Okay, so a memoir it's a funny little genre. It's like a biography, but with more feelings and fewer footnotes. At its core, a memoir is a nonfiction book that tells the story of someone's life experiences. It's kind of like taking a walk in someone else's shoes, but you don't have to have the blisters. Memoirs are all about emotions. They're about the highs and lows of life, the joys and the sorrows, the love, and the heartbreak. They're kind of like being on a roller coaster ride through someone's life, complete with the twists and turns, the ups and downs, and of course, the occasional loop-de-loop. But here's the thing about memoirs. They're not just one person's life. They're about the human experience as a whole, and about what it means to be alive in this crazy world. It's a memoir basically is there to remind us that we're all in this together, that we all have our struggles and our triumphs, and that our stories are worth sharing with each other. So memoirs can be absolutely hilarious, like David Sedaris's Me Talk Pretty One Day, which recounts his adventures of learning French while living in Paris. They can be heartbreaking, like Joan Didion's The Year of Magical Thinking, which tells the story of her grief after her husband's sudden death. Or they can be inspiring, like Michelle Obama's Becoming, which details her journey from a working class family on the south side of Chicago to becoming the First Lady of the United States. But no matter what the subject, memoirs are about honesty. They're all about telling the truth, even if it's uncomfortable or embarrassing. Memoirs are not about sugarcoating the past, but facing it head on and learning from it. So if you're thinking about writing a memoir, I say go for it. It's a chance to share your story with the world, to connect with others who may be going through some similar experiences, and just to kind of reflect on what it means to be alive. Just remember, be honest, be brave, and to have some fun along the way. Let's go. So now we're going to talk about why. Why would you write a memoir? First and foremost, writing a memoir is a chance to control your story. It's an opportunity to tell your story in your own words, on your own terms, and to share it with the world, or just those people who you want to share it with. So often in life, we're told what our story is, or sometimes we feel like we're living someone else's story. But writing a memoir is a way to claim your own narrative and to say, this is who I am and this is what I've been through. Writing a memoir is also a chance to reflect on your past and learn from it. By looking back on your life experiences, you can gain insight into yourself and the world around you. You can see how far you've come, what you've accomplished, what you've learned, and what you still have in front of you. Memoirs can be a way of making sense of the world, of understanding our place in it, and of finding meaning in our experiences. Another reason to write a memoir is to connect with others. Memoirs can be a powerful tool for empathy and understanding. By sharing our stories, we can help others feel less alone, less isolated, and less misunderstood. We can create a sense of community and belonging, and we can learn from the experiences of others. Memoirs can be a way of fostering compassion, of breaking down barriers, and of building bridges between people. Finally, writing a memoir is a chance to leave a legacy. By putting your story down on paper, you're creating something that will last beyond your lifetime. You're leaving a record of your experiences and your thoughts and your emotions that can be passed down to future generations. You're contributing to the ongoing human conversation, and you're leaving your mark that will endure. So writing a memoir is a chance to claim your own narrative, to reflect on your past and learn from it, to connect with others, and to leave a legacy. It's a meaningful and rewarding experience that can help you find your purpose, your meaning, and your connection in your life. So also, writing a memoir can be a form of self-therapy. Sometimes the act of just putting your feelings down on paper can be a really cathartic and healing experience. Writing a memoir can help us process difficult emotions, confront painful memories, and actually find closure. It can be a way of transforming our pain into something meaningful and metamorphic. Writing a memoir can also be a way of honoring the people who have shaped our lives. Whether it's a parent, a friend, a mentor, or a role model, there are likely people in your life who have had a profound impact on who you are today. Writing a memoir can be a way of paying tribute to those individuals, of acknowledging, their influence and thanking them for the role that they've played in your life. And finally, writing a memoir is an opportunity to grow and evolve as a person. By reflecting on your past experiences, you gain insights into yourself and into the world around you. You can see where you've made mistakes, where you've succeeded, and where you still have room to grow. Writing a memoir can be a way of setting goals for your future and of taking steps toward the person you want to become. In short, writing a memoir can be a form of therapy, a way of honoring the people who have shaped us, and an opportunity for personal growth and transformation. It's a chance to tell our stories, to connect with others, and to leave a legacy. So if you've been thinking about writing a memoir, I encourage you, take the leap. You never know what you might discover along the way. So now we're going to talk about some examples of some famous memoirs. Now, you may not even realize that some of your favorite books are memoirs, but if you think about it, you realize that they are. So there are so many amazing memoirs out there that have captured the hearts and minds of readers around the world. We're going to go through just a few of them here that I believe it's safe to say you probably should have on your read list. All right, so let's get started. And these are in no specific order, but let's start with The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. This memoir tells the story of Walls's tumultuous childhood, growing up with parents who were often neglectful and sometimes abusive. Despite the hardships she faced, Walls went on to become a successful journalist and author, and her memoir is a powerful testament to the human spirit. Number 2, Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. This memoir chronicles McCourt's impoverished childhood in Limerick, Ireland, and his struggles to overcome poverty, illness, and a difficult family life. Despite the many obstacles he faced, McCourt went on to become a beloved teacher, writer, and his memoir is a poignant and unforgettable tribute to the resilience of the human spirit. Number 3, Wild by Cheryl Strayed. This memoir tells the story of Strayed's solo hike along the Pacific Crest Trail, where she embarked on after the death of her mother and the dissolution of her marriage. Along the way, she confronts physical and emotional challenges that force her to confront her own demons and find a way forward. Number 4, Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. This memoir tells the story of Noah's childhood growing up in the apartheid South Africa, where he was born to a black mother and a white father at a time when such relationships were illegal. Despite the many obstacles he faced, Noah went on to become a successful comedian and television host, and his memoir is a powerful testament to the human spirit and the power of humor. Number 5, Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. This memoir tells the story of Didion's grief after the sudden death of her husband, as well as her attempts to come to terms with her own mortality. It's a powerful and deeply moving meditation on love, loss, and the human experience. Number 6, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. This memoir tells the story of Angelou's childhood growing up in segregated South and her struggles with racism, trauma, and abuse. Despite the hardships she faced, Angelou went on to become a celebrated author, poet, and civil rights activist, and her memoir is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Number 7, Hunger by Roxane Gay. This memoir explores Gay's relationship with her body, as well as her experiences with sexual assault, trauma, and identity. It's a powerful and honest examination of what it means to live in a world that often seems determined to undermine our sense of self-worth. Number 8, Educated by Tara Westover. This memoir tells the story of Westover's upbringing in a strict survivalist family in rural Idaho and her journey to gain an education and escape the confines of her upbringing. It's a powerful testament to the transformative power of education, as well as a sobering examination of the dangers of extremism and isolation. 9. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. This memoir explores the story of Henrietta Lacks, an African-American woman whose cancer cells were used without her knowledge or consent to develop some of the most important medical breakthroughs of the 20th century. It's a powerful and thought-provoking examination of issues of race, consent, and medical ethics. And finally, number 10, The Liars Club by Mary Karr. This memoir tells the story of Karr's childhood growing up in East Texas and her struggles to come to terms with a dysfunctional family, poverty, and mental illness. It's a poignant and darkly humorous examination of what it means to survive in a world that often seems determined to tear us apart. So now that I've added to your reading list, I just want to say as we close this section, these memoirs, along with many, many others, have touched the hearts and the minds of readers around the world. They're powerful and they're honest examinations of the human experience, and they're a testament to the transformative power of storytelling. Now, are you ready to get started on your memoir?